Hello, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Oh, I didn't get myself completely ready. Whoops. Where's my clipboard? There's my clipboard. Oh my god, my side table has so much crap on it right now. I need to clean up after the stream. Yeah, this is getting to be a little much. What is this? I'm being overwhelmed by pings and alerts and notifications. Yeah, all that stuff. Fun. Okay, how is everyone? How are you all doing? My hair's a bit of a mess. I just showered not too long ago. Oh, another ping! Ah! That scares me. That makes me upset. Ah. Time for What the Fuck is Ivern 2? Nah. Nobody plays Ivern, so I'm not going to get the footage I need for that. So, unfortunately not. But yeah, no, doing stuff like this is part of the reason that Ivern just blew my mind multiple times. Yeah, well, I usually try to keep my notifications, like, cleaned. I have 0 on YouTube right now, 0 on Twitter, 0 on Discord, everything's dealt with. And then if I open TikTok, this is a 99 plus, and I don't actually know the exact number. So, yeah. That's a lot. I'm not gonna open those. I'll turn on some music while I'm waiting for us. Yeah. Waiting to get started a little bit. The funny thing is, I'm actually kind of starting to enjoy TikTok. I hate saying that, but unironically true. Actually, I'll put on some Ruined King music. There we go. I mean, there's a lot of garbage on it, and it wastes my time a lot if I get sucked into it, but there's unironically good content on it, so... Uh-oh. So, what are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? We are isolating the process of making decisions in early jungle pathing. So it's like a very focused, deliberate practice sort of thing. 1 second. I heard my cat outside there. Raptor camp, best camp in the game. It's a pretty good camp, yep. We are isolating the jungle decision-making process so that we can do very deliberate practice on it. So that there's no other factors. Like, we're not overwhelming ourselves with all of the different skills that go into being good at League of Legends. We are basically refining just one thing at a time, and we keep doing it over and over and over and over again, like, until we are much more comfortable with it. So I checked out this book from the library the other day, and I know, like, an actual physical book, like, what is this? So it's called Peak, and I'm covering it here because it's got my library's, like, tag on it and reveals where I live. It's called Peak, The Secrets from the New Science of Expertise, and I've read the whole thing now, and this book is insane. This book changed my life. I used to say a long time ago that it's like, I think everybody can hit Diamond, I'm not sure everybody can hit, like, Masters, Challenger sort of thing, and I was pretty convinced that I would never be, like, a Challenger player. I don't think I believe that anymore. I think everybody can hit Challenger. I mean, it takes a lot of work, like a lot, and that's why I'm currently, like, negative win rate in my Smurf Q Gold. Like, I barely play the game, I don't do my practice. One of the big points that this book made was that knowledge does not equal skill, right? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh, I don't play the game anymore, I just develop knowledge, I don't apply it. Ooh, it's kind of cringe. By definition, if everyone's trying to... Okay, well, fuck, Grandmaster then, okay? And no, everybody can hit Challenger if you, like, push for it and be the best in the world and have, like, you know, better practice methods than everyone else. Fuck you, Midoshi. The point is, just doing something over and over and over and over again isn't going to make you better at it. It's actually probably going to make you worse. Like, one of the coolest arguments in this book was the fact that doctors who are 40 years out of med school, despite keeping their education up to date, actually perform on average worse than doctors fresh out of med school. Because the methods they're practicing with aren't ideal, really. So with stuff like that in mind, the general principle is that good practice has goals. It gets you out of your comfort zone, and it puts you in an environment where you can fail. And you guys know with my whole self-esteem thing, it's like failure bad. That's also why I'm bad at the game right now, because I never put myself in a situation where I can fail. I just played norms with friends where I get to say, "Oh look, I'm the best performer in the team." That doesn't make you better at the game though. Like that's kind of cringe. Because I'm working with my teams right now and a lot of jungle players, I've been really developing my jungle skills. Also because the new champion coming out is a jungler and I have to know what I'm talking about before she's revealed. So I've been focusing a lot of time on like this jungle practice, and I've got like a method here that is kind of working, and I'd like to keep refining it, and I'd like to see what happens. As I said at the very, very beginning, we are isolating the process of making decisions. There are no mechanical demands. There are no time constraints. The idea is that as I keep doing this and keep experiencing new situations, developing my toolkit, and, like, getting it wrong, that I'm eventually going to be able to, like, build a map of stuff in my head, and come up with the answers much, much faster in the future. So the way we do this, guys, we take solo queue VODs from Challenger, Grandmaster players, Pro players. We throw them up. We use Fog of War. We just approach every situation, pausing frequently, thinking, it's like, what is my next decision? What do I need to do next? What advances my win cons? Because holy shit, guys, there's a lot of jungle decisions. So I've been using, like, a few players so far. Today I think we're going to start with some Broxa VODs. He plays a lot on stream right now, so that's pretty handy. Although now that I'm scrolling through this match history, there are quite a lot of defeats today. Like, especially in a row. Which sucks, because another reason that I'm picking Broxa is because he's got, like, some supportive player tendencies, right? So he's willing to play the Morgana, the Lilia, like, stuff that I would be more likely to play. And so that obviously appeals to me. And then there's the typical, like, guys, every jungler and their mother plays Diana, Lee Sin, Graves, Viego. It's ridiculous. Those are, like, the solo queue jungles. So even though this game is a defeat, I'm actually going to pick this VOD first. As you can see, I've never watched this. Exactly. Losses do not mean you played poorly. We're just going to kind of do some KDA analysis right here and say, like, well, I would assume that Broxa had a strong early game here. You forgot, well, not every jungler plays Kane. We'll turn off the music here. We'll jump straight into the replay. And so this is on the EU West server. I did have to create an account to actually gain access to these VODs. And so here's what we do. Pause. This. Straight to Fog of War. Game's kind of loud. I didn't even realize I had this master at 100. It should be like 70. 64. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So here's what we have to do, right? We have to check out our lanes. We have to check out our champion. We have to make a decision. So the first pathing decision is really, really important. And I've got, you know, I've got more in my arsenal now. There's the Greedy 9 camp. There's the Red Raptors Gromp. There's, like, top side, full clear top to bot. There's full clear bot to top. There's reverse clears. There's 3 camp into immediate action. Like, there's a lot we can do. So if we were looking at this game from Broxa's perspective, he's playing Lilia. He has a Irelia versus Aatrox. He has a LeBlanc versus Ahri. And then he's got a Tristana Senna lane versus a Jinx Pyke. Yeah, Curling Captain's a good name, too. So the first thing we have to consider is that our immediate matchup is against Nunu, right? Our matchup's against Nunu. Nunu is a permagank champion. We are playing Lilia, who will struggle to impact things, but is absolutely going to clear faster than Nunu. So LeBlanc Ahri should be pretty stable, and the only reason I would like immediately change my mind is if they end up suddenly heavy trading, because I don't think LeBlanc can hard force onto Ahri, and Ahri shouldn't be able to land a charm onto LeBlanc. So that lane should be pretty stable, and we can kind of just... we can leave it to its own devices. Generally, Jinx is a stable laner, but she's paired next to the Pyke. We have a double ranged lane in the bot lane. That's one of the tells that something's going to happen. But Tristana's involved, so that kind of turns it into like an all-in. Yeah, but the assumption is like when I'm looking for volatile lanes on my first clear in the jungle, it's basically like, what do I need to impact ASAP? What lane demands my immediate attention before the enemy jungler can swing it, right? So when I see mid lane here, I actually would kind of classify that as stable, because although one of those champions can snowball like crazy, the likelihood that such a snowball happens is not super high. It's not vulnerable to jungle interference, and if one does snowball, it's probably just a laner's mistake that we can't really do anything about. So that's why I wouldn't be focusing on mid. Top lane, you usually, if you see like a melee carry versus a melee carry matchup, you usually have to kind of worry about that. And see, I always struggle when it looks like both my side lanes kind of need attention. But when I look at this from the perspective of Lilia, what am I going to do to Senna Tristana, really? Pyke gives me setup. But they're safe. Okay, if we want to look at it from like the specific Nunu perspective, I think what I would guess is that Jinx and Pyke both have the means to protect themselves from Nunu. LeBlanc, and therefore Irelia is my most vulnerable lane and my most important priority, right? So I think I should be pathing bot to top full clear if I'm playing Lilia here. Because chances are... Wait, should I full clear or should I actually deviate? See, the problem is I haven't done one of these reviews into a Nunu before, so I don't know exactly what Nunu's going to want to do. I would assume Nunu's the kind of jungler who wants to 3-camp and immediately gank something. So I would kind of predict... I mean, does he go Snowball second or E second? Can Irelia be safe versus Nunu? Irelia can only dash to a target, so it's way harder for her to actually survive a Nunu gank. Because basically her only option when Nunu shows up is to go in. Unless she's already in a safe enough position that she can kind of just walk backwards. Now granted, I don't think Irelia versus Aatrox is in itself, in a 1v1 matchup, super high threat. But I think my champion is, like, really, really good at counter-ganking if I'm playing Lilia. Especially since, like I think of, like, the Aurelia, or the Lilia Volibear matchup, right? One of the few champions who can actually duel Volibear. Yeah, he prefers to. It is literally impossible for me as Lilia to match every Nunu gank. And it'd be actually a mistake for me to do that. So there's some amount of pressure on my laners. I just need to make sure that, like, the most impactful Nunu ganks don't happen for free. So I guess the only factor that's missing for me here in my final decision is if Irelia gets the level 1 shove against Aatrox. Oh, 100% I'm happy to counter gank in Nunu. I just can't keep up with him. If I'm tracking him properly and I know I'm in the area, I should skip a camp and go. But, you know, Nunu warps the game. Nunu changes things quite a bit. Okay, so the missing factor in my decision here would be whether Irelia is likely to win level 1 against Aatrox. And I kind of feel like she is, and if she is, we shouldn't... If she does, we probably shouldn't full clear. So actually, no. We need to adapt on the fly to what's happening topside, and we need to be tracking Nunu. So what I'm going to do is I'm 100% starting bot side here, and I'm going to start pathing as though I will full clear. So what I would do is blue, Gromp, Wolves. As I'm assessing, I decide whether I need to immediately red or whether I just continue my full clear. That's what I'm going to do. So let's see if Broxa does the same. Oh, and I'm going to want to keep my sweeper because we need to make a trinket decision too. Or sorry, I want to keep my ward. I don't need an early sweeper because I'm not the one who needs to gank right away.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So let's see here. Probably going to zoom out like a little bit.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And we keep checking everything. We're just on a 5 point. Now, unfortunately, replays do kind of cheat a little bit. We do get to see a few things through Fog of War. Stuff like this. Really? That's a bit of a surprise. Really? No, there's no way he tries to 9 camp into Nunu, right? The positioning is making me think it's a Raptor start. Like a leashless Raptors. Now, if I'm going to start top, it wouldn't hurt to have a leashless start. I just don't get why we're starting top here. Maybe he's assessed the bot lane differently than I have. Zaz, how are you doing? Good to see you. I appreciate the lurk. Okay, so as we can see, Brox only gets sucked into this, like, late. Like, he shouldn't even be here in the first place. But, like, because he's just kind of walking into something he can't influence. But Broxa did not make the decision to start top after he saw what happened to Aurelia. He had already decided before. So now I have to question, what does he see here in this pathing that I don't? Right? Well, Pyke does have excellent setup. Pyke is definitely a lane you would typically like to path to. Maybe he views this as really explosive. I don't know, because this is weird, because it's like, here in the bot lane... Oh, and we didn't check for a leash, actually. Which we should be doing. The problem here that I would be having is, when I'm looking to path bot, it's for a few reasons. Either my lane is guaranteed to get prio, and I have a lot of options, and they have setup. Or, like, it's basically guaranteed that that's where the enemy will want to impact, and I have a huge counter gank, and that's my win con, right? That's less of a hope. You don't make your pathing on, like, a low percentage hope. In this case, we kind of do expect our Pyke to land the hook when we show up. But what do we see? Because, yeah, see, this is fucking with me. Because, like, oh, sorry, I actually got my conditions a little wrong. I would also path bot if there's, like, a really, really highly volatile poke versus poke. But here's the issue. Poke support here, all in 80 carry. All in support, kind of defensive, harass 80 carry. Right? So this is a matchup that I'm really struggling to assess from a jungler's POV. Because, like, let's look at it from the support's POV, right? Because this is simple for me. If I'm playing Pyke, I don't give a shit who these guys are. I'm going to try to kill. The Senna is pretty vulnerable. She's running Ignite. Even Trist. If I can even pull Trist, we're running the Exhaust to ruin Trist's life. So, just harass, poke stuff, pull. If I'm playing this from Senna's point of view, I'm just spending my entire lane trying to soften people for Trist. Like my game plan is obvious, simple. Like, I'm trying to win my lane. I'm trying to set up for Nunu here. But you're kind of fine. Like, if Pyke doesn't get his snowball going pre-6, he's still going to try, but he's not unhappy necessarily because there's a Jinx at his side. That's at least my initial thoughts on it. And you guys can see why I'm doing this jungle decision training, because, like, it's taken us a long time to just come up with what we have so far. And elite junglers just have it like that, right? They've thought these lines through already. They know how to identify matchups they have to path to, how to, like, matchups they should path away from. That's not because they're just inherently better. That's because they've taken the time and studied and practiced, and that's why they're better. If Jinx Pyke start getting ahead, of course, like, but mid lane, right? If my LeBlanc gets ahead, that's really good for Ahri. Why shouldn't I path to mid, right? Because we don't need to get ahead necessarily bot lane. We don't need to. It would be nice, but I have to prioritize things as a jungler. Now, I would assume that Broxah just sees a win condition bot lane, and that's why he's pathing, but I don't necessarily hate my perspective on it. And this is where I would really love, like, expert feedback, which I just can't get right now. But let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Okay, so Aurelia is dead. She's doing something crazy. Obviously, Aatrox is not leashing. Obviously. And you guys show up really early. Okay, so I don't know at all where Nunu has started. I don't. He is soloing a buff. I don't know which one it is. So we've just got to keep looking, because we actually have a surprising information deficit, and I think I may have been seen. So Broxah is starting the full clear right away. Bot lane is, sure enough, getting pushed in, which is a factor I didn't consider at all, like who should have push in bot lane. I didn't consider that whatsoever. Obviously, it's the Senatress. Yes. So what's Pyke going to contribute? It's actually interesting to watch this Pyke actually... Oh! Big. Maybe this is more chaotic than I realized. Is that expected to happen here? Oh my fucking god. Okay, so we're full clearing top to bot. What the fuck is... Are you kidding me? Why can I see that? Why am I allowed to see that? I'm fucking mad. Okay, so I still in theory have no idea where Nunu is, but probably somebody who knows Nunu better would be able to make an educated guess. So I don't see any pings or anything from Broxah. He's trying to find out. Doesn't see anything. I think he's playing for the crowd. Oh, okay. So this isn't a decision that I would have made, because like one of my biggest problems here is I don't deviate from my full clears enough. So this is a decision point. Okay. Prio early crab. Yeah, because like the second he makes this decision, you can tell why. It's because there's a fucking Nunu against early ganking jungles. So this crab actually has so much more importance than usual, because it's actually, you know, expected to see Nunu and interrupt his plans. Hey, Cam. Why would you start Raptors when you can have a buff instead? So this is something I learned from Diana clears. There's a really greedy power farm clear. The clear is red, Krugs... Sorry. The clear would be Raptors, Krugs, red into full clear bot, and then Raptors respawn at 350 rather than 420, so you can like spend some time on a crab, come back, grab this, recall on 1100 gold. That's the reason. It is a greedy power farm clear that mitigates your impact, like it heavily reduces your impact on the map, but you get like an insane first buy. That's pretty much it. Nunu start W Raptor? Yeah, no, that would be really unlikely. So that clear was just added to my toolkit like the other day from doing a review like this. But it's Sork shoes, really. Unless you're running magical footwear, in which case it's like, I mean, I wouldn't buy the alternator. It would be like a Blasting Wand Dark Seal kind of buy, which is kind of sexy. But anyway, so Broxa's already made 2 decisions that are different from mine, because I would not have identified this crab, and I would not have started topside, because I really do think my Aurelia needs more attention than this lane. However, the action we have seen in bot lane already kind of implies that I've just been downplaying the chaos that's likely to happen in this lane. So it would then make sense that Broxa wants to path towards what he perceives to be his most volatile lane with a greater win condition in it, because Jinx is a much, much better win con than Aurelia. We're identifying this. Nunu could counter gank because I'm not successfully tracking him. Although, unfortunately, I know where he is. And, okay, pause, see, what's he at? 6 camps, blue buff, red buff red buff is active, but I can't actually see it. Holy shit, I hate analyzing Nunu buffs. You can't see anything. Okay, so Nunu just came from our top side with a red buff, with no blue buff, with 6 camps. So that tells me he... Yeah. That's just red. Well, his blue buff's fallen off. Remember, look at Broxa. His red buff's gone, right? It doesn't last forever. So I'm just thinking, like I guess... Unfortunately, we cheat here. Unfortunately, we can cheat because we can actually see what's gone because the replay client hates Fog of War. But if I never saw him on Crab, he came from topside but has the wrong buff, he can't have taken my buff, he has 6 full camps. Therefore, it is likely he's taken 5 of his in the Scuttle Crab. And if he cleared red second, then I guess we can kind of know he did. Oh, where's my pen? Am I allowed to... Hold on. I want to see... I never set this up for OBS, so I just kind of want to see if it works. Can you guys see this? No! You can't on this display! Okay, but if I set it to this, and, like, my face is gone for a bit, I'll just put myself over here. You know, he probably went, like, here, 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 looped around for the crab, and then into the gank here. There's 5 down on his side. Yeah, no, that doesn't conflict with anything I've said so far. He did 5 he most likely did 5 camps in a crab. 6 total. 24 divided by 4. 6 camps. Okay, I'm gonna need to set up the pen differently, like off stream at some point. I hate this bug. I'm stuck at 45 frames per second. Actually, wait, that happens because of Epic Pen. I'm gonna close it. Wait, okay, so hold on. What's being asked here? Full clear minus Krugs, then took top kick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so... If we see a 5 camp, is it correct to just assume that Krugs were not taken? I think it is. I mean, unfortunately we know, and that's what's driving me crazy. Because we shouldn't know. Unless we have, like, detailed mental representations that tell us, like, hey, 5 camp means very strong chance of no Krugs. No. Raptors are not up yet. Okay, yeah, that's what you mean. No, so the second... The Raptors are going to spawn at about 450. The Krugs are going to spawn at about 420. Let's back up for a little bit. Okay, so maybe just 5 camp equals high likelihood of skipping Krugs. Okay. So Brox has secured his crab. We're back to this point. We're watching our lanes, right? What needs attention? Is this gankable? No. Is this gankable? Yeah, arguably yes, but Nunu is going to counter gank, and we want to be the counter gankers. Is there something happening here? We see this chaos. Brox has nothing else to do. He's like, I'm going to come down. He's already ready. And besides, his bot lane's not in a great spot without this wave crashed, right? Wait, hold on. Did we do the wave check? Yeah, wave needs to get in. But no, we're done. Oh, look at the timer. I would love to get back. It's time to recall. See, this is where the decisions change. This is where I would struggle to identify the gank, because one of my big weaknesses is gank identification. And I would have been pressured by this timer to say, I gotta get back to my Krugs. So we know, I mean, that's a known issue from me. I hate the 60 FPS issue. I can't believe I, as a Pyke player, am underestimating Pyke's impact in a lane, like, to this degree. Because my fucking because I play Pyke in a ton of normal games, and my junglers never know the path to Pyke. So I never caught on, because I'm just used to trying to win my lane solo. And I just didn't connect the pieces for some reason. God damn it. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what level of chaos can be expected here. Because I'm now strongly believing I underestimated the volatility of this lane. And, like, you know, if Trist heavily snowballs onto Jinx, this game could be doomed. Because I, as Lilia, am vulnerable to that. I mean, the issue is, I've been seen and Senna doesn't really have a reason to walk up. I guess she just... Yeah, oh, it's just, we're ready to base, but he is ready to just abruptly make the decision that this is more important than his base. Yeah. That's it. How dare you. Okay, so now we're actually, like, very likely to be delayed, and as I was just watching this, we need to be aware of what Nunu is doing and continuing to track him. So Nunu was ganked top, he's pushing in the wave, Aurelia is dead. This is exactly what I was concerned about in the pregame. I was definitely worried about this. Senna acts like it isn't warded. Well, let's cheat for a moment, it's not. Okay, so Lilia gets, like, honestly, an excellent first buy of Sork Shoes, which she achieved, like, by having the 800 gold from her full clear followed by a kill. And she would have had slightly more than that because of the time that passed. Yeah, so she bought the Dark Seal on top of that. Plus crab, plus extra time. Okay. A funny meme. Wowza. Thanks, Jules. Do it right now. So he's probably waiting for ECD? No way. No. The E doesn't change anything from a gank at that angle. Heavily focus on this ratio instead. How could you? I've been owned. I've been absolutely destroyed. But yeah, no, that, I mean, so we don't want to force this gank. Why would we... What does he wait on instead of just turning the corner? The gank is a low priority, and if we try to force the issue, then just nothing's going to happen. So we... Okay, here, I'll go back and just... I'll actually explain this one. Oh my fucking god. This is nonsense. Okay. Back. So let's start from the beginning, right? Broxa is just clearing. He is just watching. We still technically don't know exactly where Nunu is, so we're just trying to figure out what our options are. bot lane erupts into chaos. Because we have nothing else to do on the map, it is worth our time to just rotate there. So we're going to try to do something onto this Senna, right? So let's move. Pyke misses the hook. We're showing nothing to do. Now, because this champ has a lot of setup, he makes the decision, you know, he's just going to maintain his speed stacks. This time, we want to just recall and get ourselves back on our camps immediately. Because we're Lilia, we want to scale, we need to stay efficient, we don't want to spend our time forcing things. Because if we keep forcing things that don't work, we're just kind of playing Nunu's game, he gets ahead, we need to be playing our own win conditions. So Broxah goes into this tri-bush, which is not a decision I would have made. He makes this better than I would. Because I probably would have just gone here and recalled on the spot and probably opened my shop and not even paid attention. He recalls here because it gives him the most likelihood of just doing something, right? Senna disappears off the map, he channels his recall, but then she walks up, we have a Pyke, and we're like, oh shit, wait a minute, this gank is actually a real gank now. So even though our top priority, or sorry, even though our high priority would have been to recall and just immediately get into our camp and stay efficient, the situation just presents itself, so like, why not take it, right? And then we just get cancelled. So yeah, he does that much better than I would have. But I don't know, like the early part of the gank where he just kind of awkwardly shows is a little odd. Okay, so what I would be doing, oh hold on, I'm not watching the map. Okay, so this play is done before we get here, so I would probably just continue to full clear. My decision would be, my options are go straight onto Krugs, or sorry, straight onto Raptors after Krugs. Or, you know, if something presents itself top, we can influence that, because, like, Aurelia's not so far behind that it's just fucked yet, but she's about to be. Like, it's really close. So nothing presents itself top, we're gonna go mid, or like to Raptors. Aurelia pings for help. It would be not ideal for us. Oh, hold on, Senna just showed. And Nunu. So here, now we have to contend with Nunu Chaos. He's very clearly going topside, but because of our pathing decisions at level 1, it's going to be really, really difficult for us to defend that. So we can see that both LeBlanc and Broxah pinged danger up here. Unfortunately, with Aurelia's pushing wave, there's not a lot she can do to actually answer that Nunu gank. But there's also not a lot that Lilia can do to solve it. So the best answer then is just keep clearing this, and I would be putting my eye on Dragon, but I can't because my bot lane is just not in a good spot to do anything about that. So now, assuming that Nunu did, because we checked and we know he did blue, Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, red into top scuttle and then started re-clearing. It's now 6 minutes in and we've seen him top, like he went mid, he went top. I would assume that his Raptors are spawning. Or they're about to be back up, right? I would like to invade him and just take something for my troubles if nothing else is happening. But Pyke is giving us a gank, actually, so this would be much better. Oh, and Lily is level 6, and that's not a detail I actually factored in. Shit. Huge. We have a win condition lane. Broxah gets the kills, but it's a-okay. Now, nothing else to do on the map because this is not a real dragon timer for this bot lane. I don't know why Jinx is basing. This is gonna get stuck. But that's not a jungler's responsibility to fix. Yeah, it's barely not full crashing. Wow. Broxah is going to path back towards his Krugs, which haven't spawned yet, so we go towards red. And uh-oh, it's been stolen. And we... Could we have anticipated Nunu going vertical? I guess we should we expect this? And here's the point of the game where you can see me getting really overwhelmed. Because this always, always, always happens. That's fine because it pushes back to her? No, because this is... Wait. Oh, holy shit. No, these waves are even. Yeah, it does. I didn't notice that almost wave would actually, like, get into that position. So we're going up here. I mean, there wouldn't have been anything for Nunu to take on our top side, on our bot side. Going vertical on same side would be...
Shut down.
We see this. Irelia actually gets a kill. Is there a real counter gank? No. Oh, but we win this duel. We win this duel. Okay. Would I have noticed that? I mean, yeah, obviously look to counter gank this because this is a good opportunity. Irelia kills. When she dies, is there anything... Okay, so yeah, at face value, nothing to do here because the wave's crashing and he's already dead. Nunu starts freezing. Now it's like, oh, no, you don't. No, you do not. I like to think that I would have caught that decision. But... I do have, like, a really dangerous level of power farm dependence. This is the obvious play to shove it in. Back into our own jungle. With no prio. Would I have greeted? I feel like I would have greeted this blue. Why would we not go for the blue? We can't guarantee it's up. Actually, can we? Our red just spawned. Nunu just took it. Our buffs should be in sync because we identified his clear from the 24. This must be, like, concern over Ahri and Aatrox. This must be. Because I low-key think we... I low-key think we can know that the blue is up. And that we can reliably take it. No, but Aatrox loses things by not going straight back to his lane. So we do gain something. We starve Aatrox of resources. Holy shit, this is ridiculous at this point. I hate Nunu. But see, as I said, that's Aurelia's only option when Nunu shows up, to go in. So she's dead again. Patience, Irelia. Meanwhile, I haven't been watching bot properly, so I haven't been F-keying in the meantime. Oh, God. You see how hard it is to make all the right decisions on jungle? That's why I'm doing this training, because I'm missing so much. That Pyke just sprinted it. Based, though. Based. Pyke players, please consider these. They're nuts. Oh, holy shit, he pulled off a camp to stop the push-in. Which, again, makes perfect sense, and I wouldn't have caught it. I wouldn't have done that. I mean, Aurelia's fucked. There's nothing that can be done for her anymore, and, like... It's just an all-around not good situation. Roxa does have a pink that I would place here. Oh, never mind. We don't need to place it. And so you will notice here, this is something I need to keep watching. Sometimes junglers will leave the one raptor, sometimes they won't. I think this is his way of saying he expects to have permanent access to these raptors with how Nunu is playing. So he doesn't want to actually leave it up. He wants this camp to respawn. This is becoming a full vertical game. Jinx is our win condition. Sorry, Aurelia, but... Like, Aurelia's been fucked for a while. I'm like, Kribo, from a laner's POV, from a top laner's POV, would you call jungle diff this game? Obviously, the game's not over, and your bot lane can still carry you. But if you are Aurelia here, would you call jungle diff? Like, is your expectation that your Lilia should be protecting you as the most vulnerable laner here? Because that's pretty much just the point that I'm hung up on. Because either this is entirely Brox's fault, or he correctly identified that this bot lane is chaos and needs to be snowballed. Because, like... Right, but, like... I guess that kind of warps the perspective in solo queue if we don't expect junglers to do anything properly. But, like, obviously, Irelia could barely do anything here. Irelia fucked herself at level 1, sure. But that was before Aatrox cashed in. And this must be just a misread on how chaotic this bot lane should be from me, because I still have that inclination to path towards top. But obviously, if at level 1 we made the decision to path topside, this entire game would look completely different. And then we'd have to read into, like, completely different lines. Pathing into the bush, so that's a small optimization, like pathing into the bush to make sure no one's checking him. Let's get advanced notice. We do we have the agency to take this? I guess, oh, right, I keep forgetting that Lily is so good on objectives. I keep forgetting. We don't necessarily need Jinx. It's ballsy, though. Check. We need to be F-keying things. We need to be clicking the map. Oh, he's coming down here. I think we have enough time. The key element to this review that I'm missing is actual feedback on my decisions. Because this is the first time that I've gotten myself stuck in a position where I can't determine if what Broxa did was better than my initial decision. Obviously, once that initial decision was made, everything he did is better than I would have. But I'm still struggling to... I'm still struggling to decide if his level 1 was right. I don't have the expert jungle feedback that I would need to, like, really solidify this practice session. Fuck. So I guess with lane phase winding down to be, like, maximally efficient with my practice time, I think we should wind down this VOD and we should just kind of review some things. So, Brox's first path decision was a topside full clear. He made the decision because he sees this bot lane with, like, a Senna and a Pyke and just assumes there will be absolute chaos. And since the bot lane, like, whichever bot lane would get ahead would blow open the game, you know, that's his decision. I tunneled more into the volatility, like, the vulnerability of this Aurelia. And as we can see, there was almost no action mid lane this whole early game. Okay, so we path down. Broxa skips these camps to prioritize Crab, which is a new bit in my toolkit. I wasn't going to be thinking about that before. We're ganking. We see a potential gank opportunity here. Take it, miss it. It's the correct recall, but then, like, you know, I would have missed this. I would have missed this gank. We are further delayed as Aurelia is... You know, Aurelia's lane is over right now. This is now the end of the game for Aurelia. Okay. Proper path clearing from here. We just resume our clear. This is not even a decision we have to make. This just is what we do. We spot Nunu pathing topside again. We have to warn Aurelia. There's nothing we can do. So I would prime myself to start an invade here, or look for action bot lane. Those are my options. Because of Pyke's presence, the gank, like, it's a gank bot lane. This one I think I would have caught, but I didn't actually map out the options in my head. Lilia's fed. We start resuming our clear here. We find Nunu. Gank. I mean, this one's kind of circumstantial, right?
Rampage.
Okay. Multiple greetings, sirs. Hello, everyone. Yeah, but the red team loses this game. Spoiler alert. Okay, so let's see. Today is May 4th. This is patch 12.8. We're watching Broxa Lilia. He's against the Nunu. Oh, fuck. Wrong button. And my key takeaway from my own issues while doing this whole, like, review. Would this have been a gank focus, or would this have been, like... Because I would have missed a bunch of gank opportunities here. I would have 100% missed a ton of them. Okay, I think I'm going to say the key takeaways are, again, ganking and... I guess just... option identification. And the reason I'm saying this, okay. Actually, we just had a new jungler join the chat, so let's actually do this one. Ben, I want your take on this. When you see these lanes, because you haven't seen the start of this game, if you see Aatrox, Irelia top lane, your matchup is Nunu, you have a Ahri LeBlanc mid, and you have Senna Tristana versus Jinx Pyke, how would you path at level 1? I'm curious. I'm forcing chat participation. Probably path towards top. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Because Irelia is the most vulnerable by far, by a significant margin, and we're good on the counter ganks. So Broxa actually paths top to bot here, and I'm trying to figure out if that's a mistake, or if he's identifying the volatility of this bot lane more than you or I did. Because technically Jinx is his best win condition. And if that lane just swings immediately from just chaos, then he should be there right away, right? In theory. Like, that's what I think the counter argument for his clear is. But I can't decide if that's a mistake. Because they do lose this game. Aurelia's fucked. She's not a factor in this game. I think it's just a complicated situation that I will be more able to answer as I see more double side lane situations. You know, it's almost like the Cloud9 draft where they had Jace top and they had Caitlyn Lux bot, right? And like, what the fuck does the jungler do in that situation? He can't be in both lanes at once. He needs to cover both of them though. This reads to me like Broxa made an intentional sacrifice of Aurelia. Okay. Well, we basically got everything that I need. The Lilia, yes. We're using Grandmaster, Challenger, and Pro Player VODs to kind of do decision training today. Whatever he thinks is what I think. Yeah, okay. Pros can make mistakes too, especially when they're on a 5-game loss streak in solo queue like this. I can't. So I believe Brox made an intentional sacrifice of top lane to prioritize a bot lane win con through its chaos. I would have missed many gank opportunities. I would have and lost the game faster. That's what I would have done. Bye. Okay, I think we're done with this early game. Let's find a new VOD. I would love, 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 love to watch this Morgana one, actually. But, I mean, I can't tell if this one was a mess or, you know, because he's on this loss streak here. So. We could take a break with a... You know what? Yeah, let's do... Do I really want to do a Lee Sin? Is Lee Sin too far out of my comfort zone? It's a very different style of jungling. See, okay, so... For an optimal practice method, you have to get yourself out of your comfort zone, but not so far out of your comfort zone that you have no answers, right? So that might be too far out of my comfort zone, and I would rather watch, like, Diana, Lilia, Graves, Nocturne, like the level 4 junglers, Viego. Okay, actually, I'm going to stay away from Lee Sin for a little bit here. Let's watch the Morgana. I know it's a loss, and I know we don't always want to watch defeats. Especially when we're trying to compare ourselves against, like, high-quality decision-making. But I'm actually just curious about the Morgana. Okay, this is an interesting game. So we're gonna pause this, do that, turn on the Fog of War, follow Morgana. What have we got here? We have a Morgana versus Fiddlesticks matchup, so I'm expecting him to power farm. Fiddlesticks is only going to take whatever ganks like become very, very, very obvious to me, so Fiddlesticks is not pressuring me right now. We have Vladimir Victor. That is the most ungankable lane from either side, I think. I could maybe get something, but like Vladimir has no setup and he's weak early. Okay. Jin Yumi versus Ezreal Karma. Oh, okay, that's hard. Typically I path away from Yumi lanes because they give me nothing. You want to path towards your prio to give you more options in a normal situation. Ezreal Karma is a giga strong lane though. Will probably attract Fiddlesticks' attention, but if they're perma pushing, I don't actually know what Fiddle can do with that. Like, their early dive potential might not be the best. All this to say, I think I want to pass towards my Kled set lane. Because that is going to be a brawl. And if I'm expecting heavy trading off the Kled, then I do not want to give Fiddlesticks a free opportunity. So I know Morgana's very, very early clear is slow. I don't know how often the champion wants to influence stuff, but I'm expecting Morgana to be like a level 4 jungler where I would default to full clearing. So I think what I would do this game is... Oh, can I afford leashless? Because this bot lane is just going to be screwed if I let them push for a little bit. But like long term, they'll be okay, right? I have a Jhin under tower. My two immediate options that come to mind are 9 camp towards topside or leashless full clear bot start. But unfortunately I'm Morgana, and that kind of complicates the leashless part. That's what I would... those are the two options that really sound appealing. Fuck, but does Morgana clear enough, like fast enough for the 9 camp? Nine camp. It is a new tool that has just been added to my arsenal, typically a Diana clear. It is Raptors, Krugs, red into topside, take a scuttle, Raptors spawn early, you finish those off, you finish the Krugs again, and you recall there with your first clear technically been a rotation and a half. You'll base on 1100 gold. Yep, that was the Raptor start. It is greedy. It is only to be done against junglers that can't influence your lanes early, because if you're caught doing that, you have no impact. But if you can get away with it against a champion, like Fiddlesticks is a perfect candidate to do it against, then, you know, that's kind of nice. Brox's runes have not ruled out the 9 camp, because it will allow him to base on Sork Shoes. But you know, Morgana's weakness is just the speed of her clear. So either way, I think it's correct to start bot and path to top. I don't know the exact clear that will be taken, but I think it should be, you know, it's most likely going to be a full clear bot to top. And do I need my sweeper this early? Yeah, this is probably a sweeper game.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Especially with what do we have? Eyeball collection? Okay, so we're not stuck on any one thing. Fiddlesticks is... Well, it's looking like... Oh, yeah, Fiddlesticks can't wolf start on red side. So that would be a huge mistake. Now, this fanning out sucks. We're losing a ton of information here. The cat is on Vlad. And now she's gonna pass through the darkness.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, yeah, he is starting bot side. You know, like, this is so complicated. It's usually really good to path to Jhin, but then Jhin Yumi into one of the strongest laning bot lanes in the entire game. Ugh. It's hard. So it looks like he's actually chosen a leashed bot side full clear, and I'm a little concerned about the implications on my bot lane, but no, I shouldn't be. No, I should be, because Fiddlesticks can easily start leashless. It looks like we're trying to figure out he is in fact going... Okay, Fiddlesticks definitely not top side or bot side. He's definitely starting up here. Oh, he soloed something. He started Raptors, I think. I would assume he started Raptors. So where do I expect him? We're looking at our lanes, anything that can be done. We're pathing away from bot lane. I want to keep F-keying to top especially right now. Look for heavy trading, because heavy trading attracts Fiddlesticks and it attracts me. I need to update this video. My newest video is actually like a... You know what? Let's do that right now. I know I'm not supposed to like... Oops. I know I'm not supposed to like actually stall out my practice here. Like, you're supposed to stay focused for practice to really work. Actually, it's a timer. Edits. YouTube. YouTube Studio. We're gonna take the link. There it is. Okay. Custom. There it is. And then if we type video, I think it's on a cooldown. Ah, god damn it. There it is. There it is. Okay. Sorry, that's not good. So we assumed Fiddlesticks started on his Raptors, so he's going to be full clearing to bot side. Because I'd certainly be looking for a 9 camp as Fiddlesticks here. And I'm still watching top. I'm watching mid. My Vladimir, yeah, this isn't a high percentage gank. He's just getting ruined, so I don't really want to get over there. Now, the Morgana clear is quite a bit better than I realized when you're starting leashed with all these multi-camps, actually. So this really isn't bad. Shit! I didn't look. What's happening up here? Heavy trading is when I'm definitely thinking of pathing up here. I'm gonna go here ASAP if it's not resolved. It is resolved though. Kled wins. Okay, so he's not gonna need me, and I'm gonna very peacefully get my crab because I'm opposite side of Fiddlesticks. And the reason I know that is just because I have Fiddlesticks champ knowledge. It's super, super unlikely he's starting bot side. Broxa just takes his recall. It's a bit early for a recall. I'm a little surprised, but I guess he just sees, like, absolutely no potential threat of anything happening here. And if he recalls now, there's actually a chance of impacting bot lane before he has to go to Krugs. So that's probably what he's thinking right now. He just checks. There's nothing base here. And so that's kind of nice. Oh! He's trying to catch Fiddlesticks on a surprise, like, gank. In fact, Fiddlesticks is probably here if they're doing this. Look at that. Okay, so that was the idea of Broxa pathing over here. He wanted to stop this from happening, but he was unable. It looks like... Oh my god, he's trying to go for this? That's bold. That's weird. I wouldn't have tried that one. I wonder if... like, can he actually commit harder and get that? Or was it just, like, spreading his Q and W, like, meant Morg can do nothing more? Morgana comes off as very, very dependent on her laners to actually contribute damage. So. Keep watching. Look for top. Top lane's pushing back in. My mid lane is neutral. Could be under threat, but I would expect Fiddlesticks to be on his base right now. He should be clearing. He's probably on his Raptors, because he'll have gone Krugs to Raptors, even if he Raptor started. I think, for the record, I was wrong about the Raptor start, but I'm still sticking to it. We're watching. Heavy trading. Oh. I think Broxa sees a potential dive here. No, it wouldn't be a dive. It's a freeze. And Fiddlesticks is here to contest. Sorry, brain. It is in theory 8 camps. Which checks out. He just finished Krugs and he's trying to defend here. He... Whoa. That is so sad that we missed that. This is a bold invade. What makes us stronger than him right now? Why are we allowed to do this? Oh, we're not. I guess Kled. Okay. This is not a decision I would have thought of. I would never have thought of this. I would never have thought of this. So. Here, I think I do catch on, because if I'm constantly F-keying, I see the set at a severe HP disadvantage. I see the Kled in a potential freeze. I think I see, like, high likelihood for something to happen. He then opts into... He does this check. He obviously can do the math faster than I can, because junglers know their 4 times tables. It's the 33 that screwed me up. Still very likely he's on a 7 camp. Which means his Raptors would be up, because he just finished Krugs to get here. We whiff this. Now, I just learned something about Kled from this. Kled is really, really good at facilitating invades. So that's some new knowledge. Now, this follows a jungle principle that I'm really bad at following, where it's just, if you are stronger than the opposing jungler, get in their face, don't let them farm for free. That's very standard, where if you have a lead, you shouldn't be power farming, you should be trying to bully something. If the opportunity presents itself. The lead in question here is Kled. This isn't technically Broxa having the direct lead, this is Kled. So we go for this, he identifies that right away, and... I guess I could kind of just write down tracking, right? Because he knows this is up. And it would have taken me too long to figure that out, so I would have already been on my drone. Another solo kill here. Our top lane is won. Our top lane is a winning lane now. What's up with bot lane right now? Because I haven't looked at bot in a while. I basically never need to look at mid, thank goodness, but I haven't looked at bot properly. He's making the decision to recall. I suppose that does end his second clear, doesn't it? He sold the potion for lucidity boots. That's why he based. Because I'm like, you don't have enough money for anything. But he sold the potion. Okay. So this is another standard full clear pattern. Like everything's up to go from bot to top. We're going to assess, see if there's anything to do. There is not. So we start here. Is there any priority for skipping camps? If we're close to 6, yeah, if we're 6, Fiddlesticks should be 6. So now Fiddlesticks is actually scary, and my tracking needs to be on point. If he just did Drake with the time we spent on recall, should he be... Oh, he took our Raptors. He took our Raptors. That's what he's doing right now. So we need to be really careful now, because he could be trying to ult into us. He actually ulted bot and found nothing. The low health bars attract the jungler. I would have been scared here. Okay, we're gonna land a binding really soon, right? Red buff kills. Oh, that's so sad that Fiddlesticks limps away from that. Okay. Do we... At about 8 minutes is when it's usually hard to track a jungler and their camps from numbers alone. Or is it? Is that just something I made up because I didn't know how to look that far? Guys, do you think elite junglers can continue tracking, like, perfectly throughout all of lane phase? Like, something develops into 2 or 3 options. Once the jungler is seen, they just press tab, they just know. Do you think it's possible to keep tracking the camps to that degree that late into the game? Yeah, I'm not going to focus. I think that... I'm going to maintain my rule for right now because that part, like, requires a very, very developed idea of tracking in the first 5 minutes before you get onto there. It's like a chess player can't look 5 moves in advance until he can look like 2 or 3 moves in advance, right? So I need to stop. I can't go that deep yet into jungle tracking. Well, it's like you'll inevitably lose track of them, and then you'll have like a few options, and then as soon as you see them, even at 10 minutes in, can an elite jungler just know as soon as they see the jungler and press tab what camps are up? Like 8, because I think a lot of good junglers can do that at 3, 4 minutes, 5, 6 minutes probably still. But then it's when it gets into like 8 minutes that the number of possibilities is ballooned. Just clearly checking. Victor's starting to move. I don't think we get this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it's possible until the end of lane phase. It must be. It must be. They just have a deeper, like, mental representation of jungle pathing. Okay, so this time my pathing decision was very, very close to Brox's. He chose to go leashed. I wanted to go leashless. I think I overemphasized the impact of... Actually, no, because if the enemy bot lane goes leashless, they just get a huge, huge, huge advantage forever, because then Jin's stuck struggling to farm under turret. Still, okay, so but Broxton chose to go leashed, bot side, full clear to top side. He found... What did he find that I didn't? He found this invade that I didn't. He recalls early for bot lane to try to prevent a Fiddlesticks gank. I remember this one, yeah. Because this is just good tracking. He knows Fiddlesticks is here. But he doesn't get there fast enough, unfortunately, because this decision is weird. I don't think I agree with this. I think he was trying to hit Karma. Yeah, no, he was just trying to snipe Karma. And if he succeeded, then he would have just, like, gotten a kill out of it. So I can't fault him too much for that. I have some bad habits in the jungle. Oh my god. I have some really, really, really bad habits. It's gonna be still watching. In this situation... Okay, in this situation, I think core takeaways would be like... What am I going to say here? It's... I think I'd say camp tracking. He identified much more easily than I was that raptors were up and invadable. I think I'll also say, like, side lane awareness. He also... checked bot lane more often while pathing away to identify... post-recall impact times. Yeah, post-recall high impact bot lane timers. Hey, that's a really poor way of phrasing it. But... So that's something new in my repertoire. Early recall equals impact on side you pathed away from. Okay. Let's move on to a new one. We want another early game. We want something... if I went deeper and deeper into the game, again, that's too far out of my comfort zone, so that's why the practice has to stop there at around like the 8 to 11 minute mark. I think we'll do one more of Brox's before we pick a new player. I think this Diana game is a good one. And guys, I might not be reading chat as much for this one because if I'm going to be like properly practicing, my focus needs to be, you know, I need rock solid focus. Oh, okay, we oh, look at our top lane matchup. This is, like, giga-based when you're a power farming jungler. Oh my god, I love to see it. Okay, so we have Fiora into Aatrox, which is one of the most unwinnable matchups in the entire game for Aatrox. We have Ahri Veigar, which is Veigar-focused and can actually lead to a lot of threat onto her from the Graves. We have Vayne Lulu versus Jinx Zillion. This is a complex game where it's like, Bot lane is pretty stable and has low setup. Top lane is just expected to win. Mid lane is the lane I'm really concerned with. So now, if my pathing needs to impact mid lane, but I would prefer to power farm, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Graves could potentially have high impact, but he's also just as happy to farm things out. Huh. The only thing that could fuck over like Fiora would be constant Graves attention. The only thing that could like create we're no CC jungler against a no CC jungler, and double enchanter bot. Vayne is losing push. She's not going to have prio. Fiora's go. Okay, from the prio argument, if we're going to be impacting Ahri's lane, I think we want to go. We want a full clear bot to top. Because it's very unlikely we're actually going to get any real impact early. Like early. I want Ahri to have 6, and I want myself to have 6, so like I'm going to be looking mid predominantly on second clear. I actually wonder if we can justify 9 camp, but Broxa does have magical footwear, so it kind of diminishes the value of that a little bit. Okay, so I think the most likely clear for us to take is just a bot to top full clear on Diana. And then, of course, we'll just keep assessing for just abnormalities and see what happens. Now, Quinn, F key, F key, F key, F key. Be aware of what's going on. You literally don't have to clear. You don't have to watch Diana at all. That is your advantage when you're doing practice like this.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
He goes for the camp ward here, which is high risk. He might die, actually. Wow! That sucks a lot. That sucks a lot. What is happening? Okay.
Red team triple kill.
One of the good things about having, like, some challenger content creators who make educational guides is being able to understand, like, the risks of certain things like this. This is a ward that I've actually seen not recommended lately. You know, I've seen defensive ward here recommended. I've seen defensive ward here recommended. I've seen the idea of holding your ward if you're a weaker early jungler, which, frankly, I do think Diana is weaker than Graves early. Like, you can hold your ward and limit options if you're beating on Scuttlecrab. I just don't know what this does when the enemy jungler has a very low likelihood. Like, I don't think Graves is going to start Raptors. I don't think Graves is going to start Wolves. So yeah, this fucks our game plan a little bit. How do we adjust our game plan? Now that our bot lane is in a bad spot and they must be killed early,
Minions have spawned.
we're still pathing towards top. Because again, they're the lane with prio. Do we get to make a change in our plan to compensate for this? Or is that overcompensating for mistakes? It is Kasing Lulu, yeah. Grace is pathing up, so that insinuates a full clear. Just watch, just watch, just watch. Dude, I would be so pissed if I were Aatrox and my enemy Fiora approached the lane with, like, a kill already. But she only bought tier, so. As expected, this lane is losing shove. Vayne has infamously poor shove. That's actually a big reason why you don't see her. Graves is already impacting the map. Hold on. No, no, then he didn't do Krugs. Then he did not do Krugs. This is a terrifying game now. I didn't track sums. I didn't track sums in the chaos, so I don't know what's up or down. I'm seeing it on the side here, but I don't know. The only one I can know for sure that I would have remembered is like Jinx's. Because she flashed on me to kill me. If I'm Diana. Well, pathing towards the prio and seeing what I've seen, I do now know that I'm going to get an uncontested scuttle, and I'm going to get Graves' Krugs, most likely. And it comes at the cost of this. And I don't know if that's worth it, but I don't know if I can do anything about it. Fiora gets a cheater recall, so now the concept of invading Graves' Krugs is actually kind of scary. But this should go down immediately. Yep. I think we still do it. Don't hit that. Don't be known. Graves is known down here. Bot lane is in some... not any dive danger. Big arcade setting up for the jungler. God, what can I do as great as Diana into that immediately? I think I can't. I think Ari was leaning to the wrong side. Like, why was she even down here? Right. Okay, so now... Ah! I would have based immediately. I would have based. But Fiora's trying to deny Aatrox's crash. Which is the highest impact time to do something. No? Nothing? Well, I guess we have to recall then. We buy Blasting Wand, Dark Seal, Path to Krug, start pathing up, full clearing again. This game looks fucked. I mean, the game is not over yet, but it is so easy for the enemy team to snowball this. And I now have to be... I mean, I do not expect at all that Graves will just show up in my jungle and kill me right now. Yeah, he just approached from top side. Hold on. It's a 7 camp. No, maybe not. He could have... Wait, how would it be 7 camp? I've taken one of his. No, it can only be 6 camp. He's taking lane CS. Arya's dead again. This game is one that he wins? Oh, hold on. He identifies a gank here. We're having a Graves problem here. Okay, let's see how he identifies this gank. Because you can see he's already pathing over to Raptors, and then abruptly, oh yeah, the moment the enemy bot lane steps beyond their turret, he's like, oh, illegal, illegal, illegal. Get out of here. And so even without optimal setup, they were just way too far forward. Plus, he must make a play soon, or they just get Giga outscaled. Or they get Giga snowballed on, is what I mean to say. Recall. How much gold? Not enough. I wait, it'd be like, you can't buy boots. Help Vayne shove, confirms her lead. And then straight back to the full clear, right? Wait, are you trying to get onto Drake? No. That would be weird after buying Vayne the recall like that. Okay, so yeah, everything is accounted for right now. Graves is showing here. Fuck, I can't track this guy. He's too active. He is literally too active for me to follow. Although he just showed there. Oh, he didn't do anything. He just came back, didn't he? Did he do Gromp and come back? Scrumbling the game, yeah. Okay, what do I need to do? Okay, nothing to be done there. It's just my Ahri getting solo killed again. 0-5 at 6 minutes. Jesus. Prioritize the neutral camps. Yeah, so when I flamed Ben the other day, or like tried to help him with his early pathing, I still had an undeveloped idea of Scuttle Crab, and unfortunately, like, I just prioritizing Scuttle Crab is still important, and I got it wrong. So we do expect Graves to be topside now. We know Graves is topside now. I would assume... Okay, yeah, Brock says shadowing his Fiora. Fiora needs to get this crashed in. And the only window her lane can be lost is right now. Yeah. And so it's actually 1. Because all of a sudden here's Diana. So he makes that decision through jungle tracking. Again, I would have... Oh, fuck. I need to do some reflection on this now, because... I think I need to change the focus of my decision-making training a little bit here. Because we're at the point where my pathing... I mean, my pathing is still slow. I'm able to make good pathing decisions, but it's still too slow to actually apply in a real game. Oh my god, Fiora didn't get it in. Oh my god, Fiora didn't get it in. We might have left too early. What? It's like... Oh... My gank decisions are really poor. I'm just not watching. I'm just not, like, identifying deviations and skipped camps. But let's keep going. Okay. Oh. I'm watching bot lane. I am prepared to go into my Raptor camp. Okay, now that red is done, I'm... Is Veigar killable here? No, it's just a show. Okay, so Brox is still on the side of the map where he could influence bot lane, but with nothing there right away, it's time to move to blue. Wait, blue? Aren't wolves spawning? I guess not. There's an idea that Graves may be on the Herald. We're watching top. Full health. He's actually here. What's he done? What's he done? 60? He's done... In theory, he's done... Why am I drawing a blank? 15 camps. In theory, he's done 15 camps. But that obviously can't have happened this early. Right? Because the most we could have cleared is... Wait a minute. No, he could have in theory done 16 camps. Right? No, because they're just spawning. No. So, I mean, it's coming from Lane's farm. So because he's done so much laning, like, I can't keep up anymore. What do I want to do here? We need to actually pause and make a decision. I don't see Aatrox. There's nothing to do here. I don't see Veigar. There's nothing to do here. Graves is known up here. This Scuttlecrap is probably contested. I see my bot lane, who is struggling to get something pushed in. Probably will lose their push momentarily. And probably... I would prime myself to check the crab, see if it's up. It's probably not. As soon as I know, recall, get, What's my buy? My buy is kind of poor. I actually... Does this finish Rocket Belt? If it finishes Rocket Belt, based. And then I would like to immediately come bot as I anticipate a dive with Zillion's incoming level 6. That's what I think is going to happen. The crab is actually up, so that's even better for me. Broxa has a different plan where a Vhagar has appeared. And we want to find this guy. That didn't work. Oh, it worked! It worked. Never mind, never mind. It drew everybody up here. Let's actually swap to directed camera so I can see what's going on. Was that the right play? Was that better than what I was... Was that more reliable than what I was doing? I mean, this secures the enemy Drake. Like, they're going to take Mountain Drake now. Even though bot lane is, like, fucking weird. Is this a real fight? What the fuck is going on? This is hard won! Oh, Jesus, okay. Okay, we need to break this one down. This is so radically different from what I did, and like, look, I have such a hard time seeing multiple steps through that I just can't see the outcomes to like these low percentage ganks in advance like this. Because like, okay, we go in, Vhagar cages, there's nothing more. Everyone's missing. We find the Vhagar. Find their bot lane. Burn Zillion ulti. Everyone has to flash. Okay, like, how do I... Is everyone just low enough that we can get away with this? Now we secure Drake. Let me think for a bit. I think like the direction of this game is getting too far out of my comfort zone. Let me think. This is hard. Okay, so was it... Is it just hindsight analysis to say ganking Vhagar is the right decision there? Because in theory, I've now observed that gank, and I'm like, oh, well, I wouldn't have factored in the Vhagar interaction with my champion where, you know, he just presses E and I can't actually get onto him without using my flash, which, you know, we could arguably do. It'd actually be a good decision if we could get on him with the flash. Excuse me. Would it have conceded the Drake? Like obviously the decision made here led to the outcome of getting the Drake. But was that a consistent, like... I don't think that was a reliable outcome at all. I think the enemy team, like, just stepped way out of position, right? It's like I'm watching this, and obviously, like, this is the immediate problem. Vhagar's dead. It's 3v3. Oh, but I'm not the one who makes the, like... The jungler's not the one who makes the decision here. It's all Vayne just starting it, and then... Obviously, shit happens and it's a fight. It looks good. You take it. Am I too rigid? Is that the problem? It's not that I'm not seeing these gank... I mean, I'm obviously not seeing these gank opportunities, but... Am I not looking for them because everything I do is way too rigid and I don't have that, like... willingness to just... throw down. That could be an angle to explore, actually. No, wait, I mean, that can't be 100% of the problem, because at the very beginning of the game, I was ready to just abandon my entire plan to impact bot lane more. I'm gonna need to take a moment to like really think about what my issue is here, guys. And so I think I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna move. When you're doing practice, like when you're doing directed, focused practice, you got to make sure you actually give your brain time to rest in the middle. That's what we've been doing. That, yeah, it's been like an hour and a half, and my focus is obviously not all there. So I need to get myself back into gear. I'll be right back, guys. Guys, I brought a friend. I brought a friend with me. Sammy is not going to be helpful at all. Not even a little bit. But he followed me, so I have to deal with him. You don't appear on camera very often. You're a rare find. Like, I mean, he literally opens his entire mouth when he's, like, grabbing my finger like that. There we go. Mel, thank you for the tier. Oh, sorry, I just tripped over my words. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back to the Quinn. Really appreciate it. 13 months. That's a long time. That is a long, long subscription. Okay, so I guess we should run back this game in like high speed. Okay, so early game, I identify that mid lane is. Mid lane's the big problem. Roxa makes this mistake. Game becomes very chaotic immediately. So he does do the same pathing that I would have predicted. Meanwhile, what opportunities are missed? We're pathing towards Prio. Braves get something. We know his pathing. This is the one thing he does that I know with absolute certainty I would have also done. Because the one thing I'm very good at is finding counter jungle opportunities. I'm not amazing at ganking. I'm not amazing at, like, duels. Like, actually going into the enemy jungle to fight them. I know with absolute certainty that my tracking is good enough that if I know a camp is there, I'm going to go yoink it immediately. Oh god, yeah, it's time for problems, right? Sammy doesn't cause as many problems on stream as Maya did, but he is a fucking menace of his own right, so. Okay, just to reintroduce this to everyone who has come in late. This is jungle decision-making training. Basically what it does, what you do, you take a VOD from a pro player or a challenger grandmaster jungler, you pause the game at certain intervals, and you're like, okay, what decision would I make here with the knowledge that I have? And then you compare your decision against their decision. It basically the idea is basically that you are jungling without actively playing the game and managing, like, everything else on top of it. Because, like, we remove the mechanics, we remove, like, the actual act of clearing, we remove the ego on the line, right? So this is in theory a good way for like intermediate jungle players to practice on their own time without playing League. Like, it's developing a very specific skill. This is about your pathing, your decision making, that is specific to junglers. Like, no. You can't do this for. Okay, well you can review VODs for laners, but because jungle is like fundamentally a role about making decisions, I don't think this kind of practice would be anywhere near as useful for laners. So like if you're a support, like by all means, if you're a support player, review your own VODs and find your own mistakes. It's just, this isn't my VOD. I'm not finding my own mistakes. I'm seeing what Broxa, the pro player here, does that I wouldn't have done, right? Whether I'm able to make the same decision as him, whether I make a different decision and why, whether his decision is equally valid to mine or whether mine was just wrong, right? That level of decision making, you know, there are decisions you have to make in lane, like micro decisions, but it's like we're developing different frameworks here. You would need like a more specific, like, it would be way more useful for you if you were trying to refine your lane phase as a laner. It would probably be way more useful to run 1v1 or 2v2 scrims. Like, I haven't developed all the practice. Here, I read this. Oh, we were saying earlier, I read this book recently. It's encouraging me to find new practice methodologies. And I'm just trying to see how efficient this one is. I know with absolute certainty I would have made the same counter jungling call. I don't think we could have prevented Ahri from dying. I got it. I know what my problem is. Okay. I have realized on this VOD that my problem isn't necessarily that I can't... Yeah, sorry. I have realized on this VOD that while I do struggle with identifying ganks, the more pressing issue is that I lock myself into my next decision too early, which is also preventing me from finding ganks. Because here's the thing. Remember, guys, I would have said, like, okay, once I do this, I'm going to recall, I'm going to start my clear back up, we're going to keep looking for opportunities. But I say that, I've committed to the recall after this. I wouldn't have even fucking looked top lane here. Oh. So that's, like, obviously, I've done, like, 8, 9, 10 of these reviews at this point. I've only started... No, I've done more than that. I've just started writing them down over the last few days. It has become very, very, very obvious that my biggest issue is in how I impact lanes. It has become very clear in, like, a very different way that my issue is power farming. I think we're getting close to the time. Yeah, see, and so this is another gank that he identifies. He was going to his Raptors. He made the same decision I would have, because it's an obvious decision. But then he had more presence of mind to change. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I haven't started my camp yet. This is better. And boom, he swings the game a little bit. Now remember, this is one of the worst early games we've seen so far. And yet he wins this game. Because he's finding opportunities like this that I missed. And I get so in my own head about, like, oh, fuck, I didn't track Graves properly. I don't know where he is. And so while I'm thinking of where the fucking jungler is, I'm not thinking of the more pressing issue of just, I'm bad at ganking, and there are ganks here, and they're going to work. How often... No. Actually, this is big. How often does the enemy jungler make the first move in my jungle games? It's actually often. It's very often. I can think of one Jarvan game that I played where I was really proactive early and really got things rolling. I mean, I'd hope so, because it's Jarvan, but... Wow. Your clicking is terrible now. You often miss your target when you click, so just walk at your enemy instead of shooting them, which becomes very Pegas. So, the cool thing about that is, Mel, you've identified the specific problem, so what are you going to do about it? What practice method are you going to develop to get yourself better at clicking? If you can answer that question, that's the key. Maybe you actually do some aim training, like from shooters. If your mouse accuracy is a problem, you can actually use shooter trainers. Like, play the target shooter game from We Play. That wouldn't help. That's a Wii remote. It's a different skill. If you just keep playing, it'll come back. If you're still rusty and you're just trying to develop something, maybe. Maybe. The key to avoid with practice, though, and I'm going to become, like, annoying about this over the next year. The key thing is just do not let yourself stagnate. Do not let yourself just do the same things over and over and over and over and over again. It's not just play more equals be better. It's got to be development. Like, it's got to be very explicit development, right? So he would have noticed this, and then he goes back to the default plan. And meanwhile, I'm still thinking of, oh, fuck, where's Graves? What do I do? What do I do? Okay, he very obviously paths up here. This is a decision that I would have missed. He's trying to recall. He's like, oh, wait a minute. My laner needs help. I actually have to pay attention to Fiora. This is a really good counter gank. Because the only way Fiora loses lane, as we said earlier, is if Graves shows up right now, and he's close. And then, frankly, Broxah should have stayed to help Fiora more. It is going to push back to her. It just doesn't deny as much from Aatrox. I'm putting way too much emphasis on tracking, which is obviously an important skill, but it's not the one that needs urgent development right now. It's the one that helps me most as a support, though. I've gotten the opposite out of it, actually. I've gotten the exact opposite. If I have specific development and the expectation of failure while working on that thing, it's actually less tilting by a significant margin. I'm having the exact opposite experience. Kitty cats. Mwah. Mwah. Like, you should only actually look for practice methods if you're trying to be noticeably better at something. Like, it's completely okay to stagnate if you just don't want to be a lot better if you're just trying to play for fun, right? So this is... Yeah, and again, this is where I would have made the decision. I thought about that one. Just recall, influence my bot lane, prevent this. Oh, but I wouldn't... Oh, I would have been wrong, actually. And this is where I'm ending the review, because this is where I got kind of overwhelmed. Oh, but hold on. If I'm overwhelmed by something... If I'm overwhelmed by a decision point... That break's still kind of potent. The problem is, it's like, you know, what else could really work here? I want the rocket belt so much. Okay, hold on. Let's check something out. Let us check something out. Oops, wrong button. Okay. Here. The combined cost is 865 on the Hextech Rocket Belt. Which we have. When did Roxa obtain that gold? He had it when I was making my decision to recall and go bot. Then I think I can be pretty reasonably confident that the best decision for me and my current... I mean, like... I can be pretty reasonably sure that my recall would have been a good decision. It's the principle of just, like... You know, as soon as you are able, and there's nothing pressing... I don't think there's anything pressing here. I think it's okay to give them first Drake. Okay. Well, that's in line with what I know about the jungle. Okay. Well, that's going to be a good ender review for me. The takeaway that I got from it was, again, just... I lock myself into decisions too quickly. You guys want to see some cool math that I did? While we're just kind of like stepping away from this for a moment. Here, check it out. I calculated the actual impact of the health shard versus resistance shards. I had a Senna game the other day where I'm like, wait a minute. Is my scaling health shard actually killing me in lane? Because I got dumpstered by a Twitch Yumi and it sucked. I found out that actually in that game it would have been better for me to have a magic resist shard. But here's what we got, right? My findings, and I've plugged the values of a bunch of different champions into these formula, right? We have F of X is the scaling health, effective health, sorry, these two, effective health against physicals, F of X is with scaling health, G of X is with the armor shard. These two are effective health versus magicals. K of X is scaling health. H of X is magic resist shard. And what I found is that look how even this breaks, or look how early this breaks even. Scaling health becomes better than armor. This is with Senna's values at level 3. And with the champions that I've plugged in so far, I have not found a champion that doesn't get overtaken, like, beyond level 4. I think between level 3 and 4 is on average where the scaling health becomes more valuable against physicals. Like, how nuts is that? The armor shard is so useless. Meanwhile, what I found, though, is that the MR shard is higher effective health for, you know, a decent amount of time. On Senna in particular, it seems like it gets... Wait, hold on. Where is it? Yeah, the MR shard is always... It's slightly more valuable until level 6. I find that on a lot of champions, the MR shard stops becoming more valuable, like, between 7 and 8. So basically, the takeaway from this, using Senna's values here, is that if you have a reason to take the magic resist shard, because you only hit, like, you know, I'll hit, like, level 11, level 13, I'll spend most of my game under level 11. That means I'll have more time where the magic resist shard is useful, but I'll have almost no time in the entire game where the health shard is less valuable than the armor shard. Yeah, I'm of the opinion now, after doing the math on this, that the armor shard just fucking sucks. The bottom row. This is third row. If you were taking health and armor, that's obviously fine. Like, there's no issue with that. I even changed the value here. Here, let's pretend we have 2. Let's compare 1 health shard against 2 armor shards. And health becomes more useful at level 9. Nope, sorry. Oh, wait, it actually takes a while to get up there. At level 11. Okay, I must have misread yesterday because I thought it was more intense than that. But... Whoopsies. Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any players they actually wants to do a review of? Do we have any favorite pro junglers, favorite grandmaster, like challenger jungle streamers or something? Like, who do we like? Because I think we're gonna take a break from Brox's VODs. He most likely had a tilt streak here. You can tell he had a tilt streak because he tried Elise. I feel like he only does that, like, when he's losing. Let's check the EU West ranked ladder. Oh, this is specifically ranked. I'm not on this. Don't care. This is EU West. I need access to European VODs if I want to get like every player. Come over here, buddy. Sammy's still at my feet, by the way. I don't know why. I don't know why he's here, but... Who is playing? True Toots? No, thank you. Also not a jungler, so. Caps. Do we see anyone good here? Fat Noggery. That's a good name. Why are there so many top laners in here? And I don't even know, like, a lot of the players here. G2 Boomer. But fucking Yankos isn't playing, right? He's in Korea? I can't right click. I don't know why. Like, I'm not gonna have any VODs, right? Yeah, he's in Korea. You've managed to win 7 in a row. Wow, you've had a much better start to the season than I have. Wait, why are customs showing? Why are customs showing here? That's no good. Okay, yeah, so there's no Yankos because he's not playing right now, and I don't have a Korean account. so I can't see everyone's VODs. Or replays, rather. Any NA junglers we know? People are on off-season. They're taking a break. Ugh. Reckless. Let's just look for players. Are you a jungler? I can't right-click, though. Why is it so broken? Actually, let's see if we can recognize any Grandmaster players. I can't... It's actually completely borked. It doesn't work. What the fuck? I can't click anything. Oh my god. It's so broken, guys. So broken. Okay, let's swap back to NA. Let's find some NA VODs. Yeah, I know. NA, Keck W. Kitty cats. I should probably actually play a jungle game soon. Okay, see, now it's properly working. Like, now I can actually right-click and we can get stuff and we can see Grandmasters and... Yeah. Okay, so who have we got? What pro junglers are around? Is, like, Santorin playing? Is... Who's in Challenger right now? Is Svenskeren around? Is Spica around? He is, in fact... around, but he's playing a lot of mid lane, and it's not very many games. Okay, fuck it, we have a Graves game. We'll watch this one. Graves is a champion that I should add to my arsenal at some point. Okay, so we're watching TSM Spica now. We're back on NA. Sanchovi's in the top lane. Yeah. Now we're getting the names that I recognize again, because these are the streamers that I actually watch. Okay, swap to Red, Fog of War, start with Graves. Okay, let's start with our first pathing. We have Graves versus Kane. So I would imagine that Graves can actually blast Kane at all stages in before he transforms. Then we've got Ash Nautilus versus Jinx Kench. Oh, Jesus. Who do we play around this game? What the Oh, I'm really bad in these games. Oh, I'm bad at these games. Okay, Karma Azir, Fiora Mundo. I think Mundo was actually okay at stonewalling Fiora. Like it's one of those matchups where you kind of... Wait, is it? No, hold on. Is this one of the matchups where you expect Fiora to win and she doesn't? Because there's a couple of those. Does she just steamroll Mundo? I mean, like, wouldn't Mundo be the last pick here? Oh, hold on. I gotta expand my samples. I'm on Lolalytics right now just to check. Because Fiora Malphite is just a really unfavorable matchup, even though you'd expect Fiora's anti-tank nature to matter there. Fiora Mundo similar. No, Fiora, by numbers, Fiora Mundo is not similar. But what do we have? We have minimal setup. Azir always has escape from Karma. We have a weak early jungle. We have an enemy bot lane with just the most CC in the known universe. Although Jinx should outshove Ashe. The lanes in this game matter less than the jungle. This is a really weird situation where the win condition... If I'm Graves, I'm the win condition, not any of my laners. So I'm really bad at pathing in those situations. Like... Because my early paths are usually based on... So my early path has to be based on which lanes have prio to give me the most influence in the game. That's the secret here. Okay, okay. So with that in mind, I think I should... I'm kind of hesitant to start a full clear. I want to crack Kane's skull this game. I think I'm a... I think I full clear my topside jungle and make a decision from there whether I choose to invade with 12 CS or whether I choose to continue my full clear towards the bot side. I think an invade can actually relieve pressure on the Mundo a little bit if it pulls Fiora.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until
And we're running away immediately from an invade. Oh, hold on. And if I'm planning to invade, I would have loved for it to keep my ward. But tragically, I didn't.
minions have spawned.
Well, this changes things. This is... Oh, leaving. Who's leaving? A lot of champions who matter are leaving. We can retake. Oh my goodness. Okay, they have full control over topside jungle, so... I think it's wolf start. Yep, it's wolf... Okay, so new plan. New plan is wolf start, 3 camp, vertical. Because I was not pathing to bot to begin with. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this? This is so unusual. He's actually opting into it to try to kill Nautilus. What the f...
Team double kill.
I don't know how to handle this. This is weird. Well, I think this is good because this is working on my current problem of just being not very adaptable. He does continue pathing down because it's his only option. It's what he has left. Very possible Kane defends his camps, actually. Nope, he's not. Okay, we invade. But we need level 3 first. We need level 3 to invade. I am fucking going. Now, am I scared? Graves is actually on a sweeper now. And what sucks is without Graves dying, we 100% have the time for this, but now I'm not so sure. I'm still gonna try. Like, I don't see anything that can happen anywhere else. Maybe it's just Crab. Wow. Okay, I'm looking at my bot lane. They're kind of bones. Is there anything I can do here? If they overchase? Oh, they overchased. Oh! How could you have known? How could you have known? Because at the end of our camp... Okay, the two things that matter here. We have nothing else to do. And they are actively making a play. Our camp is done. We have nothing else to do. They're extended. There's a real chance they're just going to try to kill Jinx here. They do. Oh, so the principle, if you... Okay, if no other options... can go for safe ganks that may not get anything.
Never
'Cause what else can Graves really do? Hold on, where did Kane just come from? Where did Kane just come from? He came from bot side. 24 CS means 6 camps. He's obviously taken all of top. He's most likely. Oh, he's contesting Raptors. Wait, just blast him. Blast him? No, Kane's not allowed to do this. He fucking dies for this, no? Okay, the two things I can do consistently here. I can shove lanes when I'm already... Like, I know when to shove a laner's lane, and I know when to counter jungle. Okay, so Spica's doing this because when he saw the 6 camp from bot there, he must have assumed that Kane took all of this, immediately went to defend his camps. It's a little flawed because there's no red buff in there. But I guess he knew one thing must be up, right? I guess he didn't. He actually didn't know for sure. Oh, Sammy wants to leave. I've locked him in here. I've got to go on cat duty. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you're very nice. I know. I know. Okay, move. Go forward. Bye forever, idiot. Stupid cat. So, yeah, actually, I don't know if... I'm so unfamiliar with vertical jungling that I don't know if Spica actually knew there was guaranteed something up here. Because he... It can't be guaranteed. Because I would be concerned, if I was making this decision, I would be concerned that Kane's path was red, Raptors, Krugs, down into his own Gromp Blue Wolves, while rotating through here, just found a gank opportunity, didn't take Raptors. Now, obviously, that's not true, that's not what he did, but that's, I think, what I would have expected him to have done. The only reason Spica did not invade here... No, because it goes two ways. Because he would have assumed that Kane would have been... So the downside to vertical jungling like this is you're now on a timer to get your camp cycling, or you actually do eventually gift an advantage to your opponent. You set them behind for first clear, and then they can catch up quickly as you're stuck with respawning camps. Which means naturally the response is for the enemy jungler to go vertical. So you would therefore expect Kane to defend camps. Start here, clear most of this. So if you see like a... So he must have expected that something was skipped. Like, oh, because if he went down here, what he expected then is... probably... blue Gromp Raptors. He probably expected blue Gromp Raptors because wolves are the hardest camp to invade. So it's kind of like a few layers deeper than what I was thinking. Because if he's expecting the defense, and that's why he didn't invade, and that's why he went for this instead. Okay. I think that must be it. I think that must be why he checked. Because no elite jungler would go into a jungle where, like, they expect nothing is there. They would have to have a misread to do that. What's the decision being made here? Hold on, what happened? So clear. Graves is basically saying, I'm already known, so I'm just going to walk straight through to my wolves. I would okay, if I'm looking at the map, it's like maybe there's something, but no, nothing. Wolf time. Kane should be, if he lived. Well, if I'm still assuming that he defended the camps the way I think, he should be clearing bot at the top. He actually thinks there's a way to kill Nautilus here, maybe? No. No, he doesn't. No, he's contesting Raptors. Wait. Well, this is what we wanted, right? We want to be blasting Kane whenever we can. And now we have an actual lead. I wouldn't stay with this threat of Azir coming back. But... Does this just forfeit the Drake to them? Who's stronger? I guess it's just clear topside. And the Mundo's doomed so far, and I haven't been... Oh, dear. I'm at the point where I'm kind of struggling to keep up again. This is Graves trying to... Okay, wait, why not? Is this time sensitive? Oh! He was going for a Azir, actually. And now he's just hunting for Kane, but could encounter Fiora because he showed. Right? Or did Fiora recall? It is so hard for me to take in this information fast enough. Mundo has the time to help us with this wave. I guess that's why we're... Kane outsmites. We have to actually fight. We can't just let this come down to a smite fight. Wait, isn't Spica the kind of player who just enters solo queue and just fucking goes ballistic regardless of if it works? I once saw him camp his teammate and lose the game for it just to tilt. Like, cause his AD carry was on the enemy team. I once watched him on stream just tilt the fuck out of his AD carry and lose the game for it. Maybe not the right player to be watching solo queue VODs of. I just realized that, like, doesn't he just go for cheeky kills? Okay. Well, this time it's actually a counter jungle that I missed. There's a gank that I would have missed. I'm just reading my notes back. Burst damage and mobility extends gank ranges. Yep. Red start generates options. Items change objective priority. High threat lanes are gankable if they have their sums down. Perma pushed bot lanes can be solved by having mid prio. That's enemy push. Ranged tops can leash in their ranged versus melees without losing the shove. Prio early crab against early ganking jungler. We got that from the Nunu game. 5 camp equals high likelihood of Krugs. We got that earlier. might be getting to the point where it's just like, you know, I've just done too much in one sitting. Okay, what's my core takeaway of this one? Because this is a game where, you know, we got vertical invaded. I think I did a really good job at coming up with alternative options. Although the way it was done, like the way we participated in this fight, this must have been a Graves limit test. It's just like, hey, can Graves actually do something here? Because Graves is like infamous for doing this like flash auto Q on someone, but it just doesn't make sense on the Nautilus. I think I did a decent job at identifying this one. The usual suspects again for this one. Tracking, ganking. Graves versus Kane. Oops, I keep fucking hitting a button there. Tracking and then ganking. Did not recognize Kane's likely path to deny counter invades. Did not recognize that high commitment on lane skirmishes gives enough time to move for a gank. Yeah, because, like, again, I think one of the best takeaways for me is just Spica assuming the wolves were up. Like, he fights, you know, we want to be in Kane's face as often as possible now. He assumed the wolves were up, and he found, like, oh, so it must be Gromp. Because he was able to successfully track that, you know, Kane would have gone here, 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 like, try to defend something. So something must be up. So my vertical tracking just wasn't developed enough for that. And then, like, the level of commitment on certain ganks. Because I have a bad habit. I have a bad habit, guys, where it's like, I always second guess, am I going to get there soon enough if I move to a fight in progress? And I have a bad habit of saying no inappropriately. So, it's like that gank at 3 minutes spot lane. I actually might have tried to go for this. I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I might have tried to go for that. I might have tried to apply my principles in that case. And then he just makes a bunch of decisions that concedes several objectives and some oddities here and just tries to just get really fucking aggressive with his lead. Except he hasn't cashed in his lead in a while. Now he dies with 1700, just buys his umbral. New game. And then this next one might be one of my last ones, to be honest. We're going to find a different player because Spica's solo queue habits are interesting, to say the least. I do like watching Jose. I've watched him a few times. I'd rather stay away from Scrub Noob because, you know, he is a skilled player, but it's all going to be Rengar. Okay, what is up with my internet right now? We're dropping frames. I need to test this. Quinn, do not press the dox yourself button. Because while the speed test is up, I'm just moving this to the screen. Yeah, it's really subtle, but it keeps blinking and distracting me. And I've been having ping spikes this week, Karibo. Like, just abruptly going up to, like, 90 ping for a moment in a game. Like, it's not consistent either. It's just... Here, we're gonna go down for a bit here. I'm just waiting for this to end before I keep talking, because I know you guys can't hear me. Okay. Yeah, no, it's below average. If you guys did buffer during that, please, like, pause, replay, so you can get caught up again. Yeah, no, I've been getting ping spikes, and it's not stable. It's really annoying. I kind of hate it. A lot. Because it was impacting my ability to play the game. Double Lift is not a jungler. Who else have we got? Do we recognize any names? Anyone we want to watch? Busio plays support now, but he had accounts in every role. Any, like, obvious junglers? Pro junglers especially. We have Nidhogg, who's like he's a challenger every season. Acadian! Yo, perfect. Please be playing on your main account. Yes. Okay, we got Acadian. That should be a good source. Oh dear God, what happened? Okay, there are 2 wins on this entire patch in this match history. That is... Oh, this one... This is a tilter. How much do you want to bet he was carrying this game until he died once and then he lost the game immediately because it's Nidalee? How much do you want to bet that actually is what happened? I hate this champion so much. I don't know. Why are they nerfing Nidalee? Okay, well, I guess we can watch a Kane game. Looks like he kind of got blasted at certain points, but maybe we'll come back to Acadian. He could be winning on another account too, and I wouldn't know. Yeah, I mean, but that's just the problem with Nidalee. It happens constantly. You have to work so hard to get ahead, and then once you're ahead, like someone can breathe on you and you die, and then you can't play anymore because you need to be ahead for Nidalee to work. I don't recognize any of these names. I recognize Dog Lightning, but that's not a jungle player. Poe Belter. Okay, let's check in Grandmaster for pro players. Because some of them might be here. Yeah, there's Diamond. Sword. Free JoJo. Jungle players. Professional junglers, please. Isn't Fire a jungler? Really good? Oh no, you were the pro mid laner. And now you play ARAM. Okay, no, you're wrong player that I was thinking of. Who should we watch now? I need to develop like a bigger list of players that I can watch. I'm pretty early into this like method of practicing. Hey, there's Larmac. I don't know. Here's Biofrost, but where are the junglers? Do I just not know their account names? They're reputable, right? Mid. Fuck! I keep mixing up mid lane streamers and jungle streamers. I don't know why. Where are the pro players? Why have they all decayed and I can't find their accounts? They're all taking breaks. And so I don't have reference material. True. The content is important here. Okay, no, really, where the fuck are the pro players? There's Huhi, but again, not a jungler. I'm sure some of them are just like bumming around in Masters. I'm going back to Challenger. We're going to find something. Who's from McDonald's? I have no... Oh, wait. It's... Okay, this is Tomio. This is an Evil Geniuses Academy's jungler. Right? A Fiddlesticks game. Yo! I'm watching this. I'm a fiddle player. We should do this. I love how the fake Medios account is just a different pro player. Okay, what have we got here? There's a few role swaps that I'm going to have to adjust. Okay. So, we are Fiddlesticks. I want Red Fog of War. We are Fiddlesticks. We have Fiora versus Camille. We have... There we go. We have Pike versus Zed. Oh, Jesus. And we have... Ooh. Okay. So this, I know, is eventually a Fiora favored matchup. I don't know how they do in lane. I think it's kind of skill, and then Fiora outscales the 1v1. So the implications of that are, even if Camille gets slightly ahead, Fiora will eventually be fine. I see a fat poke lane in the bot lane. But I'm Fiddlesticks. I also see this Zed Pike, and, like... Pike is just gonna break the game. Like... At any point, he could just choose to stop laning. I think, therefore, the best call for me is to wolf start towards bot. Leashless. I think this is going to be the standard Fiddle Turbo Clear, where you place a trinket here, and you double camp, you move down, you double camp, and then potentially that can open up an opportunity for us to swing this lane. So, I think we are going to take that kind of rigid path. I think that's probably best.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Because I'm going to be under the assumption that my Fiora should be okay.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Now, if he chooses to drop an effigy, he doesn't. Up there?
Have spawned.
It is wolf start. Okay, perfect. I love Fiddlesticks. Which low-key is also a 9 camp. I don't know if he's gonna do the thing, or maybe he'll do it in a way that I haven't seen yet, actually. He is. Oh my god! I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's precise. Okay, okay. So, Fiddlesticks can start his camp. He can start this clear without an effigy if he immediately gets out of Wolf's patience range. What the fuck? I only knew about the variants where you drain the wolves here, you walk up, effigy, auto attack, And then kite it into the patient's, like, the safe spot here, which is directly below the bush. But holy shit, how do you deal with... You have E, of course, so you don't have to worry about... Oh my god. Okay, well, I've been so impressed by the Fiddle Clear. Once you're draining, you can start looking around, so... Let's see, who should get shove here? Our Ziggs lane should get shove. Zed should have shove, and then I don't know who wins shove in this one, so we're just gonna kind of watch it. Fiddlesticks is moving. I would assume we hit the red buff here, do the double camp there. Just fucking unbelievable speed. No fear, right? Yeah. This clear is so awesome. I love Fiddlesticks. We're watching because nothing is taking our brain power right now. Okay, watch again. Oh, shit. This is what I'm worried about the poke lane. That's why I'm pathing down. Ezreal heals late, thank goodness. That's more optimized than I would have done it. I love Fiddlesticks. What a funny champion. And that is a... I was so impressed with the Fiddle Clear and the way of doing it there that I forgot to fucking check where Diana started. Ugh! You can't make that mistake. Oh my god. That's like the basics. Oh. God damn it. Okay. Well, I got to cheat with that ping. I believe Fiddlesticks pinged danger on top side. Yeah, okay, we know. She's full clear top. She did it as fast as Fiddlesticks did. That's kind of crazy. Pike up CS. We gotta watch this. She's just checking some stuff. Both junglers have a lot of free time right now, so I'm basically just gonna be hanging around mid. Maybe drop an effigy, like, in her blue buff. He's doing exactly that. Okay. And then just watch out here. Like, it's going to be time to recall... Actually, is it? Yeah, we have 1,100 gold. We have 1,100 gold?! What the fuck from? It looks like we're fighting for Pike's lane here. It looks like the only thing we care about is getting Pike shoved when he has this HP. And we probably only opt into this 2v2 because Senna's right here. Like, I don't see any world in which the Pike Fiddle wins this 2v2. So this has to be a Senna-motivated decision. Is there any urgency on the top side of the map? No, because Diana is showing. She's actually dead. There's no urgency at all. Back to power farming here. Okay, watch top lane. While I'm farming, it's easy to watch and make a decision. Does Fiora need help? Well, she might now that she has this item disadvantage, but she's also got the wave advantage. It'll take one more wave to crash that. Just a recall. No, she doesn't need help. Okay, Diana seen, starting her clear back. Wait, why did she take so long? Okay, she's pathing back. Oh, she's showing again. So she didn't just do wolves. Oh, I bet she went here, jumped wolves, blue. Okay. So now we know exactly, with absolute certainty, where Diana is. Now, here's something interesting that despite the fact that they cleared up like this, the recall was into Krugs again. Probably because doing Krugs first when there's nothing to do gives you more options later. That has to be it. Fiddlesticks knows with certainty where Diana is from, like, you know, this just makes life so much easier. Senna's hanging around for the souls. How's Pike doing? Neutral, he's fine. Is there anything that's going to show up bot lane? Because that's Fiddlesticks. There's almost nothing to do right now. It looks like they're going to force onto bot lane. Oh, because bot lane needs to get this shoved, and they're not quite there yet. So this is a window. They will have to go for Zillion. Didn't find anything. Well, those are going to have consequences for our actual bot laners, but there's nothing more we can do about that. Diana showing on the crab. There's no crab for us to take. I wonder if it's a blue steal here. It probably is, actually. Yeah. And then this is spawning, so I'm going to want to get back there soon, but is there anything more pressing than my camps? Remember, winning the game over camps. Winning the game over camps, Quinn. Oh, God. This could be disastrous. Oh, that was fucking bad. Okay, was there a way to... as soon as we got pinned, that did it. I mean, unironically. Unironically, actually just go sicko mode on this gank, right? Like, just Crow Storm over right now and see what happens. Like, because there's no getting out otherwise, right? Was the actual idea behind the blue steal wrong? It would take Zed some time to get the prio. It's a single camp, which Fiddlesticks doesn't love. Zillion stupid low. Fuck it, just go, right? Yeah, fuck it, just go. Very rare opportunity where I would have been more aggressive than the player I watched. Very rare. But I have the benefit of hindsight, actually. I can't say for sure that I would have done that. I have the benefit of hindsight. Yeah, no, he clearly went over there for a reason. Because, like, we're pinned. I get pinned so often in solo queue, it's unreal. Like, at the very, very beginning of the season, in my first, like, 10... During my placements, I say beginning of the season as if I've played more than 17 ranked games. I kept pinning myself in just the worst spots imaginable. It was so cringe. Pizza Man? Okay, the natural decision is just go back to your... Fucking Fiddlesticks is not breaking my habits at all. Oh, he's really not. Although, actually, no. No. Because this time I was actually trying to apply what went wrong in the last ones. It was just hard to find an opportunity because, you know, it's Fiddlesticks. So actually, I think I have improved a little bit. A little bit. My performance in this exact review was a little bit better. Okay. I can feel my brain decaying, guys. I'm approaching my 3rd hour of doing this, and just... The golden rule is just as soon as you feel as soon as you feel your brain, like, resisting you and you're not actually focused anymore, you should just stop. You really should just stop. I'm gonna do much higher awareness of side lanes since I was so familiar with good fiddle clears. I felt like my focus on wave states was solid in this review. Awesome. Based. Okay. Well, that was fun, guys. That is currently the method I'm using to train my jungle decision making. And as you can see, there's still quite a lot of work to do. But my hope is, as I keep doing stuff that I don't know the answers to perfectly, that I will eventually, like, develop my ways of thinking about certain things. I say eventually, which means I'm not being as mindful about my way of thinking right now. I'm basically just, like, in these early stages trying to build up my toolkit. I'm trying to just show myself what's possible that I didn't know, and then I can start thinking of applying that toolkit a little more. That's like, the intention. So I'm going to keep doing this. Frankly, stuff like this, reading this book, trying to apply stuff from it, that's the reason you haven't seen me on stream in, like, 9 days, because I've just been so caught up in, like, interesting practice methods and, like, trying to figure things out there. But we'll see where that goes for me. Tomorrow, I'm guaranteed not going to be around. I have a game to coach at 8:30. I don't think it's being streamed, so unfortunately you guys can't watch. But yeah, that's that. Any like last minute contributions? Anything that you guys think will help me? Any comments, questions, that sort of thing? I gotta find some method to, like, really refine. Or no, I just do a review with a focus on ganking, shouldn't I? Just, is this lane gankable? Yes or no? Doesn't even matter if it's the right decision to gank it. Just, is it gankable? Maybe I should pick, like, a Jarvan or a Lee Sin VOD. Might be a good option. Okay. But that's all then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to love yourselves, respect each other. Oh, wait. I'm so fucking bad at this these days. Almost forgot. I'm trying to build up my network again. Is anybody still streaming? Okay. We do have some streams this time. It's been a while since I've sent Prisma somebody. Prisma's really, really active in my community. Prisma's very active in Flannel Esports. May as well show him some support, you know? Don't just end the stream. Actually start raiding people. And who knows, maybe we'll see some new faces to raid soon. So, thank you so much. Love yourselves, respect each other. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.